Now, having solved the objective section of WAEC 2024, let's move to the theory section, and let's begin with question 1. The question says the time taken T to buy fuel at a filling station varies directly as the number of vehicles. So we are saying T varies directly to V in a Q, and the time taken, or T, varies inversely as the number of pumps. So we are saying T is also inversely proportional to the number of pumps available at the station. So let's read the question again to establish understanding. The time T taken to buy fuel at a filling station varies directly as the number of vehicles, which we have established, and varies inversely as the number of pumps P available at the station. Now, if we move forward, it says in a station with 5 pumps, so we are saying P is equals to 5. It took 10 minutes to fuel 20 vehicles. So it took T to be equals to 10 minutes, and the number of vehicles V is equals to 20. So now, how do we solve the expression and find the relationship between T, P, and V? So that's our first question A. So to find the relationship between T, V, and P, we'll just combine these two expressions together. So this becomes V over P. And we have a proportionality sign, and the next thing is to remove the proportionality sign, and that means we'll introduce the constant of proportionality K, V over P, where K is equals to the constant of proportionality. Now, in view of that, we can find the value of K when we substitute the value of P is equals to 5. Okay, P is equals to 5, T is equals to 10, and V is equals to 20. So let's substitute. T is equals to 10, K, we have V to be equals to 20, and P to be equals to 5. So with this, if we cross multiply, we'll have 50 is equals to 20K. 50 is equals to 20K, and our value of K will be equals to 50 divided by 20, which is equals to 5 over 2. Now, if K is equals to 5 over 2, we can now have this expression again, and this time we'll substitute the value of K. So we have T to be equals to K, V over P. But now we'll substitute K to be equals to what? 5 over 2. Or let's just do this is K, 5 over 2 V divided by P. So focusing on this expression now, we will have this to give us 5V divided by 2P. So we have the expression of T to be equals to 5V divided by 2P. So we have solved A part of the question. Now the question B says, what is the time it takes to fuel 50 vehicles? So that means V is equals to 50 with 2 pumps, and P is equals to 2. So we are going to use the relationship of time T to be equals to 5V is equals to 2P. So if we duplicate this, then all we just have to do is to substitute our value of V. So that's 5 multiplied by 50, 2 multiplied by P, which is equals to 2. So with this, we'll have 250 divided by 4. And simplifying this further, this will result into 62.5, and the unit of time, as given in the question, is minutes. Now let's proceed to the last question. The question says we should find the number of pumps required to fuel 50 vehicles in 20 minutes. So we are looking for the value of P. We are given that the number of vehicles is 40 and the time is equals to 20 minutes. So we are still going to use this expression of V is equals to 5V divided by 2P. But this time we want to make P Pareto formula. So making P Pareto formula here, if you cross multiply, so we have 2TP is equals to 5V. Let's use P to be capital letters. So P will be equals to 5V divided by 2T. Now we'll just substitute our value of V and T. V is equals to 40. So this means 5 multiplied by 40. T is equals to 20. So that is 2 multiplied by 20. And this will result into 200 divided by 40. And we will have 5 pumps. So we can see the number of pumps required to fill 40 vehicles in 20 minutes is 5. And from the B part, the time taken to fill 50 vehicles given 2 pumps is 62.5 minutes. And the expression between T, P, and V is T is equals to 5V divided by 2P. Now let's proceed further to question 2. The question says, a car traveled a distance of 2x plus 13 at 67.5 kilometers per hour. So it traveled a distance of 2x plus 13 kilometers at a speed of 67.5 kilometers per hour. And it travels again a distance of 5x minus 20 kilometers at a speed of 20 kilometers. It traveled it at a speed of 72 kilometers per hour. The question says, what is the total time for the, if the total time for the entire journey, that is the total time, is equals to 90 minutes. The question now says, find the value of x. Now, how do we find the value of x? That means we have to understand the principle behind distance, speed, and time. That speed, is equals to distance divided by time. So with this, we can say S is equals to D divided by T. Now with this, we can see that the journey is split into 2. So we have distance 1 and distance 2. So we can call this D1, call this D2, and we'll call this speed 1 and also call this speed 2. So if you make time, sorry to formula here, T will be equals to distance divided by speed. So with this, we can evaluate the values of time T1 and time T2. So T1 will be equals to D1 divided by S1, and likewise T2 is equals to D2 divided by S2. Now D1 is the first scenario, that is the first time the car traveled, which is 2x plus 13 kilometers. 2x plus 13 kilometers, and it traveled it at a speed of S1 67.5 kilometers per hour. 67.5 kilometers per hour. So let's put the units there. Moving on, T2 now is the second scenario, that means which is the distance 5x minus 20 with the speed of 72. So we have 5x minus 20 with the speed of 72. This is kilometers and the denominator is kilometers per hour, and we have time T2. Now in view of this, the unit of time T1 and time T2 is going to be hours. The unit of time T2 is also going to be hours. However, we're given that the total time T. Now the total time T is given as the sum of times, individual times, that T is equals to T1 plus T2. However, this T is given in minutes, so we have to convert this minutes to hour. So converting it to hour, we have to divide it by 60 minutes. So we will have our answer in hours, because 60 minutes make an hour. So with this will give us 1.5 hours. So the total time is 1.5 hours, and we can now substitute the value here. So the total time T is 1.5 hours. T1 is equals to 2x plus 13 divided by 67.5, and T2 is equals to 5x minus 20 divided by 72. So plus 5x minus 20 divided by 72. So all we just have to do now is to find the value of x given this expression. So to simplify this, we would use LCM. So the LCM here is 67.5 being multiplied by 72. The numerator on the first term would be 72 multiplied by 2x plus 13. The second term will be 67.5 multiplied by 5x minus 20. So everything will be equals to 1.5. Now we can cross multiply. When we cross multiply, the left hand side will be 1.5 multiplied by 67.5 multiplied by 72, and this will be equals to 72 into 2x plus 13 plus 67.5 into 5x minus 20. So all we just have to do now is to open the brackets. So let's open the brackets now and simplify further. So opening the left hand, multiplying through by the left hand side, or the left hand side, we'll multiply everything out. We'll have 7290, and this will have 144x. 13 multiplied by 72, we would have it to give us 936, and 67.5 multiplied by 5x would give us 337.5x, and 67.5 multiplied by minus 20 would give us minus 13.5, sorry, minus 1350. So with this, we can just sum up the values of x. So this will give us 7290, and when we sum up these parts, we'll have 144 plus 337.5, and we will have 481.5x, and 496 minus 1350 will be left with 414. So in view of this, we can bring 414 to the left hand side, and we'll have 7290 minus 414 is equals to 481.5x. 7290 minus 414, this should give us negative, because this value is greater than this, and we'll have plus 414 here, and summing up these together, we'll have 7704 to be 481.5x. So x dividing both sides by 481.5, we'll have our value of x to be equals to 16. So we have x to be equals to 16. Now we have solved the value of x. Now let's confirm our answer. So we have to do a check to know if the value we have is correct or not. So we will check by this expression. Okay, the only way to check is by this expression, where 1.5 is equals to 2.2x plus 13, okay, plus 5x minus 20 divided by 72. Now we got the value of x to be equals to 16. So x is equals to 16. So all we just have to do is to substitute the value of x, 16 plus 13 divided by 67.5 plus 5 into 16 minus 20 divided by 72. 2 multiplied by 16 is equals to 32 plus 13 divided by 67.5. However, 5 multiplied by 16 is equals to 80 minus 20 divided by 72. 32 plus 13 is 45. 45 divided by 67.5. 45 divided by 67.5 is 2 over 3. Similarly, 80 minus 20 is 60. So we have 60 divided by 72. 60 divided by 72 is going to give us 5 over 6. Now when we take LCM of both sides, 6, this will give us 4 plus 5, and we'll have 9 over 6, and 9 over 6 is an expression for 1.5. Now we can see now that we have 1.5 beginning and also 1.5 at the end. So our value for x is equals to 16 is correct. Moving on to question 3. The question says a circular floor of a building is to be tiled with ceramic tiles, each of side 40 centimeters multiplied by 40 centimeters. If the perimeter of the floor is 66 meters, we should calculate correct to the nearest whole number the number of tiles required to completely tile the floor. So here is what the question is saying. There is a circular floor, and since there are no circular tiles, they decided to use a square tiles. So we have square tiles, okay, square, each of 40 by 40 centimeters. Okay, this is just a sketch. This definitely know how it will look like in real life. There won't be spaces like this. So the question now is, what is the number of tiles needed? Remember that this base will not consume full tiles, okay? So it might just be half tiles, quarter tiles, 1/4 tiles, as the case may be. So what is the number of tiles needed? Now, what are the parameters they give us? They gave us that the square tiles, okay, is of 40 centimeter by 40 centimeters, and we're given the perimeter of the floor to be equal to 66 meters. Now the perimeter of the floor is equivalent to the circumference of a circle. Because it's a circular floor, and the circumference of a circle is equals to 2 pi r. So that means we're saying 66 is equals to 2 pi r. So with this, we can evaluate the radius r. So we are saying r is 66 divided by 2 pi, which is equivalent to 10.504 meters. Now, but that's not what we are looking for. The question says we should find the number of tiles required to completely tile the floor. So if we look at this now, we can find the total area of the circumference. That means we can find the total area of the circular floor, and we can find the area, the unit area of the square tiles. So the number of tiles required, n, will be equals to the area of the circumference of the circular floor, rather, that's AC, divided by the unit area of each tiles, that is AS. So how can we find AC? AC is given as pi r squared. That is the formula for area of circle, and we have evaluated the r to be equals to 10.504. However, the area of the square will be L squared, where L is 40 centimeters. Now, if you look at this unit now, this is 40 centimeters, and we have perimeter in 66 meters. So we have to convert this length to meters. So this will be converted. 40 centimeters is equals to 0.4 meters, and 40 centimeters is equals to 0.4 meters, because 100 centimeters is equals to 1 meters. So the area of square now will be equals to 0.4 squared, 0.4 squared, and this will be 0.16. The unit is meter squared. So in view of this now, we can now evaluate the area of the circular floor. So area of circular floor, applying the formula of pi r squared, that's AC is equals to pi r squared. Remember, we are taking pi to be equals to 22/7. So this will be 22/7 multiplied by 10.504 squared. And we will have the area of the circle, of the circular floor, to be give us 346.639 meters squared. So this is the area of the circular floor. Now with this, now we can find the number of sides or number of tiles required. So that's the area of the circular floor, 346.639, divided by the area of the square tiles, which is 0.16 meter squared. Meter squared, meter squared. So when we divide this 3.46.38, let's go again, 3.346.639 by 0.16 meter squared, that means meter squared will nullify meter squared, and we will have the answer of 2166.494 tiles. Now if we go back to the question says calculate to the nearest whole number. So to the nearest whole number, this will be approximated n, okay, will be approximated to 2167 tiles. So we are going to require 2167 tiles to complete, okay, the circular floor. Now moving on to this theory section, question 5 of Wassce 2024. We're given that a basket contains 3 gold plated marbles, 4 diamond marbles, and some silver marbles, all of the same size and shape. 2 marbles were drawn from the basket at random, one after the other. Emphasis on without replacement. If the probability that 2 marbles were all silver, if the probability that the 2 marbles were all silver is 1/15, we should find the number of silver marbles. So let's go over the question again. The basket contains 3 golded plate marbles. So we have 3 gold. Okay, so at the beginning we have 3 gold. We have 4 diamond marbles, 4 diamond, and then we have some silver marbles. So let's call it X silver. So the total number of marbles will be 3 plus 4 plus X. 3 plus 4 plus X, and this is equals to 7 plus X. Now 2 marbles were drawn one after the other. So when the first marble is drawn, what is the probability that it will be silver? So probability that the first marble will be silver will be equals to the number of silver, which is X, divided by the total, which is 7 plus X. Now the question says the second marble is drawn after the first marble, so without replacement. So when it is now without replacement, so that means we are saying that the number of marbles drawn will have been reduced by 1 without replacement. So the number of marbles drawn will have been reduced by 1. So that means if you come here and just duplicate what we have here, we will still have 3 gold medals, 3 gold marbles, we will have 4 diamonds, but then the silver would have reduced by 1. So this will give us X minus 1. So the total therefore will be X minus 1, and we'll have what? 6 plus X. Let's just use small x. Now what is the probability that the second marble will be silver? So if you duplicate this and find instead for the second marble and duplicate. So for the second marble now being silver, so we'll just come here and change this to second. For the second marble being silver, this will be x, still x, okay, divided by 6 plus x. So that's the difference. So we can call this pure silver 1, or this is the second, and we call this pure silver 1. So in essence, we are saying that P silver 1 is equals to x. Let's use small x. X divided by 7 plus x. And P, when it is the second marble drawn, is x divided by 6 plus x. I'm sorry, x minus 1. Okay, x minus 1 divided by 6 plus x. Now, what is the probability that the both are silver? Now, if you recall, let's refresh our mind from the principles of probability. So if we have probability of A being, if A and B rather are mutually exclusive events, so the probability of A and B happening at the same time will be equal to the probability of A multiplied by the probability of B. And the probability of A or B happening is probability of A plus the probability of B. So in view of this now, what is the probability that we will have the first marble drawn to be silver and the second marble drawn to be silver? And this would mean we'll have to multiply the probability of the first marble silver and the second marble silver. So this means P S1 multiplied by P S2. Now if we go back to the question or to the solution, PS1 is x divided by 7 plus x. So we have x divided by 7 plus x, and PS2 is x minus 1 divided by 6 plus x. 6 plus x. Now, going back to the question, the last line of the question says, if the probability that the two marbles, okay, that the two marbles were all silver is 1 over 15. So we are saying that if the probability that the two marbles, that's S1 and S2, is 1 over 15, we can now find the number of silver, x. So we're given this expression now. All we just have to do is to find the value of x. So let's begin. So with this, we multiply the right hand side to have x into x minus 1 into 7 plus x into 6 plus x. So we'll have 1 over 15. And we can simplify the denominator first before crossing both sides, before cross multiplying. So this will be 7 into 6 plus x. Okay, plus x into 6 plus x. The numerator will now be x squared minus x. So moving on, we will have 1 over 15, okay, is equals to 1 over 15 is equals to, just hold on a minute please. So we have 1 divided by 15, okay, is equals to x squared minus x. Zooming out, 7 multiplied by 6 would give us 42 plus 7x, and if you open this by, we'll have 6x plus x squared. So this is giving us sign that of course we are going to have a quadratic equation. So if you duplicate what we have here and move to the next, to this other side of the solution, and let's just split it and we focus on what we have here. So with this, if you cross multiply now, we will have 42, 7x plus 6x is equals to 13x plus x squared to be equals to 15 into x squared minus x. So with this, we have 42 plus 13x plus x squared is equals to 15x squared minus 15x. So we just collect like times, so we can bring all the components of x squared here, 13x here to the right hand side. So with that, we'll have 0 here, and we'll have 15x squared. We'll bring this guy, we'll have x squared, we'll have minus 15x. If we bring this guy over, we'll have minus 13x, and if we bring 42 over, we'll have minus 42. So in view of that, we'll have 0 is equals to 14x squared minus 15x minus 13x is equals to minus 28x. So we have minus 28x divided minus 42. So something is common all through is 14. So we divide all through by 14, by 14, and by 14. And also this one divided by 14, we'll have 0 is equals to x squared. 28 divided by 14 is 2x, and this was equals to 3. So with this, we can solve the value of x. So using factorization method, this will result into x squared, okay, minus 3x plus x, because when we add these two together, we'll have minus 2x minus 3. So we can factorize the first two terms with x to give x minus 3, and factorize the remaining two terms with 1 to give x minus 3 equals to 0. So taking the common, that's x minus 3 and x plus 1 is equals to 0. Definitely we are saying x minus 3 is equals to 0, and likewise x plus 1 is equals to 0. So in view of this now, x will be equals to 3, and also x will be equals to minus 1. So let's take a quick review at the question. The question says we should find the number of silver marbles, that is the value of x. Now this number of silver marbles cannot be equals to a negative number, so x will be equals to 3. So we are saying the number of silver marbles is equals to 3. So remember, we started with the initial numbers of the gold, diamond, okay, and silver to evaluate the first probability. When it went on without replacement, the number of silver reduced by 1, and the probability will be the number, that's x minus 1, divided by total, which is 6 plus x. Then we apply the principle of probability of and or. Now in this case, we are using and, so we just multiply the two probabilities together. We add this expression which we brought here, and we found the value of x. Moving on to question number 6. We are given that x plus 2, 4x plus 3, and 7x plus 24 are consecutive terms of a geometric progression. So we write out GP. We should find the value of x and the common ratio r. So let's consider GP now. Let's look closely at GP. For a geometric progression, the nth term of the expression of the progression is the first term r, a, multiplied by the common ratio r raised to the power of n minus 1. A is the first term, r is the common ratio. So that means we are saying that the first term t1, that means wherever we see, okay, wherever we see n, we will substitute the value of 1. So t1 will be equals to a multiplied by r raised to the power n is 1 minus 1. So t1 is equals to a raised to the power of r raised to the power 0, and anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. So this will be equals to a. So t2, which is the second term, is ar raised to the power of 2 minus 1, and this will give us ar raised to the power of 1. And finally t3, which is the third term, is ar raised to the power of 3 minus 1, which is equals to ar raised to the power of 2. Now comparing it to this expression in the question, or the progression in the question, we have the first term T1, we have the second term T2, and the third term T3. So let's make our substitution. So A now is equals to x plus 2, T2, which is equals to A raised to the power of 1, okay, is equals to 4x plus 3, and T3, which is equals to AR raised to the power of 2, is equals to 7x plus 24. And we are looking for the value of x and likewise the value of r. So let's write out everything that we have now. So we have the first term x to be equals to x plus 2, a to be equals to a plus 2. The second term a raised to the power of 1, and let's just write ar to be equals to 4x plus 3. And the third term ar squared is equals to 7x plus 21. So we are looking for x. Now to evaluate the value of x, we have to use the relationship of the common ratio. Now going back to the relationship to the expression in GP, the common ratio is given as the second term divided by the first term, and is also given as the third term divided by the second term. It can proceed further to the fourth term divided by the third term. So applying this expression now, so we can just duplicate this. Let's duplicate what we have here. Let's apply this expression to this. So we are saying that r, okay, is equals to the second term, which is 4x plus 3, okay, because this is the first term, second term, and this is the third term. So the first term, the second term rather, is 4x plus 3. The first term is x plus 2, is equals to the third term 7x plus 21, and the second term, which is 4x plus 3. Now we don't have a fourth term, so we can use these two expressions now. Okay, let's change the pen style to red. Now we can use this to find the value of x. So if you cross multiply, okay, we'll have 4x plus 3 multiplied by 4x plus 3 to be equals to 7x plus 21 multiplied by x plus 2. So we can open the brackets. So this is 4x into 4x plus 3 plus 3 into 4x plus 3 is equals to, let's use x or anyone. Okay, we think we make a mistake. This is 7x plus 24, and we're using 1. It should be 4 plus 4, and it should be plus 24. So let's open the bracket with 7x plus 24 into x plus 2 plus 24 into x plus 2. So opening the brackets now, this will result into 16x squared plus 12x plus 12x plus 9, and it will be equals to 7x squared plus 14x plus 24x plus 48. So simplifying this further, we'll have 7x squared 14x plus 24x would give us 38x plus 48. Similarly, if we simplify this further, we'll have 16x squared 12x plus 12x would give us 24x plus 9. So let's bring everything on the left hand side to the right hand side and collect like terms immediately. So that means we have 16x squared. We are bringing 7x squared to the right hand side, left hand side. So that means this will be minus 7x squared. We have plus 24x. We are bringing 38x to the left hand side to become minus 38x. We have plus 9, and we are bringing 48, and we will have minus 48 to be equals to 0. So in view of that, 16x squared minus 7x squared, we will have 9x squared. 24 minus 38x, we will have minus 14x. And 9 minus 48, we will have minus 39, and this will be equals to 0. Now we have a quadratic equation. Now we can choose to solve this either by using factorization method, or completing the square, or even quadratic formula. But not to waste too much time, when we simplify this, I will skip that. So this will become 9x plus 13 into x minus 3 to be equals to 0. So with this now, we are saying that 9x plus 13 is equals to 0, and x minus 3 is also equals to 0. So here 9x is equals to minus 13, and x is equals to 3. So we have x to be equals to minus 13 over 9. Now, what value of x are we going to consider? Is it the positive or the negative? Usually in geometric progression or arithmetic progression, we will consider the value of x to be equals to 3. So now we have found the value of x to be equals to 3. The next question says we should find the common ratio r. Alright, let's just move this so that we'll save this page to this side. And we'll draw a line to demarcate. Alright, now we have found that x is equals to 3. The next question, B, says we should find the common ratio. Now, if you recall very well, we will find out that common ratio r is equals to T2 divided by T1, which is equals to T3 divided by T2, which is equals to T4 divided by T3. And we move further and say that common ratio is equals to this expression. So with this, if we duplicate these and move to this side, now we can find the common ratio. So we can choose any one of them. So let's just erase this. And to find this value now, we have to substitute our value of x. X is equals to 3. So 4 into 3 plus 3 divided by 3 plus 2. 4 into 3 is 12. So we have 12 plus 3 divided by 5. 15 divided by 5. And we have the common ratio r to be equals to 3. So it looks like x and r are having the same value. X is equals to 3 and r is equals to 3. So we moved from T1, T2, T3 to the relationship with the common ratio. We found the value of x to be equals to 3, and we use the relationship of r here to find the value of the common ratio r. Now let's proceed further to question 7. Question 7 says the table, which is a table of age and frequency, shows the ages of 20 children in a household. So we are saying that the number of children is equals to 20. That means summation f, that's the frequency of children, is equals to 20. Given that x ratio y is equals to 1 ratio 2, we should find the values of x and y, that's a and b, the mean age of the children. Now, how do we go about this? So let's take it line by line. We're given that the table shows the ages of 20 children. So we are solving the first question. So we are saying that x, all these values here, that is 2x minus 1, y plus 2, 4, 2, and y minus 1. If they are being duplicated now, that means the sum of all of them together is equals to 20. So we are saying 2 plus 2x plus 1 plus y plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus y minus 1 is equals to 20. So that's the first expression. So with this, if we simplify this now, if you open the brackets on the straight line, 2 plus 2x minus 1 plus y plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus y minus 1 is equals to 20. So let's begin with the numbers. 2 minus 1, okay, that's minus 1, that's 1 rather, plus 2, that's 3, plus 4, we have 7, plus 2, we have 9, and minus 1, we have 8. So we have 8. Moving on to the x, we have 2x plus 2x, and then we have y and plus y, that's 2y, is equals to 20. So if we move x to the right hand side, we will have 2x plus 2y is equals to 20 minus x, minus 8 rather. So we have 2x plus 2y to be equals to 12. Let's divide in all 2 by 2. So we have x plus y is equals to 6. And the question says we should find the value of x and y. Now, we have considered the first line of the question that says the table shows the ages of 20 children. Okay, and we arrived at equation 1 of x plus y is equals to 6. Now, the next line of question says we're given that x ratio y is equals to 1 ratio 2. So if x ratio y is equals to 1 ratio 2, so we are saying x over y is equals to 1 over 2. So if we cross multiply here, we are saying that 2x is equals to y, or y is equals to 2x. So this will be our equation 2. If we substitute this y is equals to 2x here, then our resulting equation 1 will give us x. Wherever we see y, we put 2x is equals to 6. So 3x will be equals to 6, and x will be equals to 6 over 3. Then x is equals to 2. So if x is equals to 2, we now use our equation 2 that says y is equals to 2x. So wherever we see x, we put the value of 2. So with this, we have y to be equals to 4. So we have solved the first part of the question that says we should find the value of x and y. So writing in red, x is equals to 2 and y is equals to 4. Now moving on, we are asked to find the mean age. That's question B, the mean age. Mean age. Now to fully grasp this question now, we have to duplicate this table. Okay, let's duplicate this table and move downwards. Now we will now substitute our value of x to be equals to 2 and y to be equals to 4. So wherever we see x to be equals to 2, we substitute. Wherever we see x, we substitute 2, and this will be equals to 4 minus 1, which is equals to 3. So therefore everything here, instead of writing all this, or we can just leave it. Let's just leave it to be equals to 3. So y plus 2, remember that y is equals to 4. So y plus 2, I want to reduce the size, and we'll have y, this will be 4 plus 2 to be equals to 6. Similarly, this is y minus 1. So let's reduce the size. Oops. And yep, got it. So y minus y, so this will be 4 minus 1, which is equals to 3. So the mean age now will be equals to x bar, and it will be an expression of summation f of x divided by summation f. So we know that summation f in the question is equals to 20. So all we just have to do is to find summation f of x. So summation f of x is simply multiplying the age by the frequency. So this means we'll have 5 multiplied by 2, 6 multiplied by 3, plus 6 multiplied by 3, 7 multiplied by 6. Okay, let's manage the space. 7 multiplied by 6. Moving on, we will have 8 multiplied by 4. 8 multiplied by 4. Proceeding on, we have 9 multiplied by 2. 9 multiplied by 2. And finally, we will have 10 multiplied by 3. So 10 plus 10 multiplied by 3. And summation f, which is the number of children, is equals to 20. So simplifying the numerator, we'll have 10. 6 by 3 is 18. 7 by 6 is 42. 8 by 4 is 32. 9 by 2 is 18. 10 by 3 is 30, all divided by 20. So with this, we have a sum of 150 divided by 20, and we will have the mean age to be equals to 7.5. X bar, which is equals to the mean age. So the mean age of children is 7.5. The unit is years. Oops, we do not have any unit, so let's leave it that way as 7.5. And we found x and y to be 2 and 4 respectively.